So as we renew our place as the party of law and order in Britain, let the message go out from this hall today. To the British people, we hear you. To the police service, we back you. And to the criminals, I simply say this: we are coming after you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Political X. For more knowledge and updates on UK, European and US politics, make sure you subscribe to this channel. This week I stumbled across some of the most shocking statistics you'll ever find in relation to Brexit and crime. And I've chosen this picture in particular because it says we're going to be safer under Brexit. However, in reality, it couldn't be further from the truth if you tried. In February 2021, Chief Constable rages police are the nation's punching bag, and part of that rage was also down to the pay freeze that had been established by Priti Patel, which caused the police authorities to come forward and say they'd lost all respect and confidence in Priti Patel's ability. Have a listen to this police officer in an interview.
Firstly, what do you make of that, this statement by the Police Federation?
I think it's inevitable. It's justified. Right from the start of this government, when they started to say that they were the friends of the police service after 10 years of cuts under David Cameron and Theresa May. I and others cautioned, let's wait and see what their actions are rather than their words, and I'm afraid this is absolutely predictable. Personally, I don't think she's been up to the job right from the start. When you've got someone who's Home Secretary, who in the past has blocked people like myself, it wasn't just me, on Twitter, because we're challenging some of the things being done under the Cameron and May governments to policing. When they block them, that doesn't suggest someone who's willing to listen, and she's not changed. But the bottom line is the police service has no friends out there.
Ah, that's interesting.
You are about to see, very shortly, those statistics. But first, if you'd like to support the channel, and I do appreciate all of you who've been watching, liking, commenting, and adding your notification buttons. If you'd like to support the channel a little bit more, please consider buying me a coffee to say thank you, or becoming a Patreon. I'm going to make this worse for Priti Patel and the Minister for Police, because I'm going to show you the statistics. But first, let's have a listen to the Minister of Police talk about the crime rates in the UK currently.
And the fact that in so many areas, on burglary, on drugs, on violence, we are winning. We're pushing the tide back.
Pushing the tide back, huh? Things couldn't be further from the truth. Let's have a look at some statistics. As we can see here, violent crime being recorded by the police from 2003 to 2017. And I know I'm going to get some complaints being like, it needs to be up to 2021 because we need to see what's happened the last 4 years. But isn't it interesting that from March 2014 to March 15, we suddenly have this huge upshot in total violence, violence without injury, violence with injury, stalking and harassment. Yet you've just heard the police minister turn around to you and say, we're winning this battle. So we'll come on to that. And I think it's also important to bear in mind, 2019 to 21, we're going to have a blip here. Everyone was locked inside. Crime in theory should have reduced significantly. We also have an issue with killings in England and Wales, and that has continued to rise. And again, take note, 2015, it starts to rise, going almost back to levels of 2004. And again, to be fair to anyone who wanted to criticise, it's still not 2019, 2021. But it is, immediately after Brexit has been voted for, crime starts to increase. So for this graph, it's more up to date and goes up to 2021. Number of police recorded crimes and offences in England and Wales. So total recorded crime offences. Between 2010 and 2014, we have a sort of levelling off. It does fluctuate a little bit either way, but it's a pretty level playing field. Brexit is voted on, and all of a sudden, crime starts to skyrocket. What we can say is, hey, maybe the police minister is correct. 2020 to 21, crime drops. But then I'd counter and say, well, if the entire country is locked in their house, crime itself is pretty hard to commit. If anything, shouldn't the crime numbers be lower than 2013? We see here a similar graph, crime rate per 100,000 of population, and again an escalation from 2015. So let's dive a little deeper into the statistics. Now, I'd happily show more, but it's very difficult to find clear, specific statistics, but this one's on retail. And again, look at the statistics, it comes up 2015, it's somewhat stable, and then there's this massive increase in retail sector crime. Next is online banking fraud. And again, a massive jump in 2015. I assume some people must have figured something out in relation to Brexit. I mean, that's almost increased by a third to a half, and then continues to steadily increase compared to where it was in 2010 to 14. We see increases in stalking and harassment, with a noticeable increase in all of those crimes from March 2015. There is a significant upshot. Although interestingly, not so much in the killing of women, but there is again an increase in the killing of men. Finally, we go into the discussion of racism. By March 2020, there are over 100,000 hate crimes recorded by police. And frankly, there is a correlation here with Brexit and hate crime, increasing, almost tripling within 5 years. Religious crime quadrupling, sexual orientation crime doubling, disability crimes tripling, transgender crimes quadrupling. There are significant issues taking place within the UK right now, and it all seems to spur from Brexit. I also wanted to touch regionally, and I thought let's have a look at London and see what was taking place there. We see a stabilisation between 2011 and 2015, but we then start to note an increase, and by 2019-2020 we're seeing significant increases in crime. Finally, I wanted to look at a European country just to see how they've been responding to crime ever since Brexit. And I thought I'd pick Germany. I thought, okay, there's some equivalency here in size and economy. Obviously, it is a different country. However, it's stark to see how crime has just consistently been dropping. Obviously, there's an upsurge between 2013 and 2015, but look at the drop. So remember what the policing minister was saying? If not, here it is.
And the fact that in so many areas on burglary, on drugs, on violence, we are winning.
We're not winning, we're losing, and it seems to have been inspired, or it connects to Brexit. Crime has skyrocketed ever since that took place. I did look for the footage of a BBC, I think, or Good Morning Britain presenter at King's Cross Station on the morning after Brexit being shouted at and told to go home. We have serious issues in this country, and quite frankly, it's being pushed underneath the carpet. Crime has gone through the roof since Brexit. We are not safer since Brexit. Pass the message along. I hope you enjoyed my political observations this week. If you'd like to support me, please share the video with others and post about it on social media. If you're keen for more, subscribe, comment, like, and hit that notification button. Thanks for listening, and see you next time on Political X.